Hello and welcome to this week's author update with some other things. The week is January 2025. Let's just jump right in. And I guess it's January 20th. Something big and important is happening in this country, is it? It's a cold wave. I think it's a cold wave. Anyway, we're going to start by reading not the last 100 words I wrote, because the last 100 words I wrote are words that are just too rough for me to even share. That's not actually true, because I don't want to reveal the scene I wrote, actually, in all of its glory. So I'm happy to read rough words. These are kind of rough. Okay, so here we have, and I'm going to give you no context, about 100 words of the last chapter of the book I'm working on. Just got to do something. Sophia grabbed her coat and purse. Nothing to worry about. Love you. She ran out the door to her car and jumped in. Starting it, then realized she had no idea where she was going. She'd never been to Trevor's house. What now? Cora Carson. Of course. She pulled up Cora's phone number and, eyes closed, tapped the call button. It rang twice before Cora answered. Sophia? Hi, Cora. This was as cringy as anything could possibly be. Sorry to call you so late. Honey, it's not even 8 p.m. Cora laughed. We just finished dinner. How are you, girl? Sophia hesitated, then pushed through. I'm good. I have kind of a weird question. Cora chuckled. My favorite kind of question. Okay. I was wondering if you could tell me Trevor's home address. Sophia winced. This was so bizarre. Cora burst out laughing, but caught herself quickly. Oh, honey, this is great. Okay, that's it. So that is the 100 words, just 3 pages before the end of the chapter, 3 pages before the last stuff I wrote, and 3 pages before the end of the book. That is correct. I, in fact, did finish this pretty clean draft. It's the first draft, but I as I may have mentioned, I don't know, I revise and I even edit as I go. So yeah, I finished the draft. I'm happy with the draft. I've got a list of 6 or 7 things I need to do before I will print it to have my alpha readers read it. But I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I was really happy to be able to, as I was going through my outline, writing to it and, letting the characters evolve and drive things even differently from the way the outline did it. That was happening early on, actually. I was able to cut out a whole chapter. Something important in the chapter, I just put it earlier in a previous chapter, maybe 2 or 3 chapters before, in a couple of paragraphs, and that got it done. It helped me remove some redundancy. So one of the things I want to talk about just briefly as authors, we all have our different styles. Some of us like to write in really heavy, interesting, textured prose that's less invisible, but really just transports the reader, if we're doing it well, because of the magic of the prose, because of the colorfulness and the expertise of it, you could say. Or just the really nice descriptions of mountains and the way people are feeling. Some people are just very, very good at that. They're lyrical in their prose. I'm not particularly good at that. When I try it, it comes out kind of purpley. Purple prose is a term, look it up. Just means kind of overwritten with lots of flowery language. I write a little more spare. But I think that a lot of authors find that as they're discovering more about the character and figuring out what it is that's driving the character, we probably find a fair bit of repetition in what we're writing, where we're a little redundant in, here's motivation. Oh, I'm going to do it again. Make sure the reader got it. Make sure I do it again. So I do that. And that's actually one of my biggest weaknesses in my early drafts, is that I have a fair bit of repetition. So that's one of the things I look for as I'm doing these drafts now, is I watch out for that. And I know I'm going to be able to cut out potentially up to 2,000 to 5,000 words worth of stuff that's either repetition or just not necessary as I cut this book. It landed at 75,000 words. I would really love to hit 70,000 words, but I'll take 72. I will not take anything more than 72,000, just because I really want to hold myself to at least some standard of cutting stuff. And if cutting only 3,000 of that is, it's not even 10%. So that's pretty cool, and I'm really glad I got this done. It did take me staying up till, I think it was 2:30. Yeah, it was 2:30 on Saturday night. I got my wife and I go on a date every Saturday. And so we got back, we hung out with the kids. We had a really funny discussion, telling each other our thoughts on each other's personal hell, which is great. It got let off. I don't know how it started, but like, Dad, your personal hell is this, that. It was pretty funny. In any case, after that, we watched an episode of a show that my wife and I were watching, had a bit of ice cream. And then She went to sleep and I got to work and was up till about 2:30. Saturday night. Finishing this, really happy about it. Did my celebratory stuff, which I'm still kind of pinning down, and that's that. So that's good. What's also really good is I finally, after a lot of chewing on it for the last couple of weeks, I found what I want to write for the third book for this kind of taboo, but not sexual taboo, just taboo medical romance series I'm working on. I'm really interested in the ideas I've been able to put down. I'm interested to see what I'm going to do with these characters. The characters aren't going to take on a life of their own exactly. I don't think that I'm not going to be possessed by characters I'm writing. That's not how this works. But I'm interested to see where it pushes me and the research I get to do and the characterizations I get to build. It's going to be fun. This one's a little bit closer to heart, and I actually have a friend I'm going to draw some experience from. So that's great. Audiobooks, I have not started. What I need to do, I'm not going to work on scheduling anything else. Once I have these done and in process of publication, at that point I feel like I'm going to make some goals. But the thing is, I'm going to try to get this third book done. If I can't get this drafted by the end of February, I'm going to be pretty upset with myself. I believe that I can. So maybe even earlier. I would really like to have these things going out in April at the latest. So these are done hopefully by the end of April. At that point, I want to make some scheduling goals around recording audiobooks for the rest of the Finding Home series. Screwing my courage up to do the Guide and the Sword trilogy audiobooks as well. I'm really happy with the studio I have. I'll show you a tour of it sometime. My office is my office space that I use, which is actually just the shared office in this house, is currently, I got my daughter in it doing voice stuff with Minecraft with her siblings and my wife, and I didn't want to kick them out. So you get the corner of my room. Anyway, that's exciting. I've talked about events. So far, there's no new events. I think that I shared a link. I'll share a link today as well to an interview I did with a lady named Maloa. She's very fun. I'll share that. I've got another interview scheduled, or podcast appearance is scheduled. I would love to get any input or suggestions you have for other podcasts. I am trying to get, there's 12 months in the year. I'd like to be on 10 podcasts this year, averaging one a month. I would actually even like them timed one a month, but if I can't get that, that's fine. But I'll put a link to the one that came out 2 weeks ago below, in case I haven't shared that with you enough. So my events. LTUE is the first one that's coming up. It is the weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, essentially. I want to share with you my schedule. I have a specific schedule. I have programming there. So first off, I am one of the first classes that's going to be taught. I think they have 8 concurrent things happening, which seems excessive to me, but that's okay. It's a pretty big group. This is going to be at the Provo Marriott, again, February 13, 14, and 15. Thursday morning, February 13, 9 a.m. I'm going to be teaching, not teaching. I'm going to be on a panel of experts about creating your own audiobooks. Obviously, this is something I do. I'm getting really good at it. So I'm excited to be on that one. Then that night, from 7 to 9, a 2-hour interactive panel and experience. I'm going to be working with several other authors who are also experts in this area. Interactive Apocalypse First Aid. We're actually going to be doing some discussion and some presentation, and then we're going to let the attendees, we're going to cap it at 40, have some experiences with first aid. It's going to be fun. And then Friday, I have no programming until Friday, 7 p.m. There's a mass signing. It is open to the public. I'd love to see you there. Tell your friends and your family, if you're not nearby, tell them to come and get a book from me, and I will sign it, and they can send it to you. Or they should get 2, one for you and one for them. And then my next class and my last piece of programming for the event is Saturday, February 15th at 9. Again, the earliest slot. I'm an early riser, I guess. I don't know. Called 6 Weapons for Crushing Your Productivity Enemies. This is one of my areas of expertise for productivity once I'm in the groove. And I'm in the groove again. And I actually used a couple of these to get my productivity back to where it needs to be. And I'm feeling pretty close to what I need to be doing for daily work. I need to get the work I'm doing done earlier in the day so I can get to bed earlier. That's the last thing, is that my physical fitness goals. I'm getting to the gym when I want to. I am overall doing okay with the what I'm eating, but I am not getting to sleep early enough. And when I'm up late writing, I do graze a little bit on little bits and pieces of candy or honey roasted peanuts or something. So that's unfortunate. In any case, that's my event. I hope to see you there. It's really going to be fun. I will do CouchCon essentially for part of it. I'll sit around and write and chat with people. I will sequester myself at some point to make sure I can hit a daily word goal, which I'm working towards. let's see, it won't be today. Tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to create a spreadsheet that makes it really, really easy for me to just put in my word count for the day. I want to be pretty formal about this, and I'm going to thinking about gamifying it actually, so that if I hit my word count for a week or for a month or even for the whole year, levels of reward for me. So there we go. Okay, my word count goal for next weekly update is a little rough, just because I'm starting a new project while prepping another project for alpha reader printing, or reading through a print and stuff. So I've got the goal isn't going to be a word count. I'm going to finish the updates to the book by the end of tomorrow and try to have it printed and bound for my friends here tomorrow. It's just a spiral bound, whatever you call it. Anyway, for those who are going to read for me. And then I'm also going to, you know what, I will make a goal for next Monday. Let me see if I can get the first 2 chapters of the book I've currently titled it Hold the Heart. It might be different. We'll see how it goes. And we'll see if I can get the first 2 chapters done by next Monday, and I'll update you on that one. Lastly, I want to give you a challenge, my writing freebie. And I keep forgetting to tell you, I want you to return a report. If you do this, please come and tell me how it goes, especially this one. I want you to write the absolute worst, purple prosiest kissing scene between literally any 2 characters. Please don't make it 3. That's a little bit much for this family-friendly channel. A kissing scene between any 2 characters that you've ever created. And then return a report on it. Again, it's the purple prosiest, absolute worst. You can write it, but still a kissing scene. No, don't be weird about it. Or be weird, but don't be gross. Within reason. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for following along. You'll get another update on Monday. Until that time, man, stay well, read books. Don't let national politics bring you down. The world's in good shape, and you're awesome. I'll see you next time.